Hey guys, what's going on? Shinta here with another Drive Saga unboxing video. Yes, after the success of the first one, they made a second one, and I of course bought them because I really like Drive's toy line. And thus I had to get me the last two shift cards they were going to release for it, and these are probably the last ones I'm going to get. Because, well, none of the others really appealed to me. I only got a few of the main ones, but this set seemed like a good bet since they were going to be doing Ride Crosser, which was one of the few rider vehicles they didn't do, and I was interested by the Shift Harron to at least look into that. And I know people had a lot of issues with Drive Type Miracle, but it grew on me as the visuals to it went on. Haven't watched the movie yet. We'll probably be getting to watching the movie right after this because that's how I usually do this. Visual box art is, you've probably seen around the net. I actually kind of liked the crossing between the two because one's the human, the other's a roid mutant, you know, the animosity with the whole thing, though their stories are, of course, not crossing at all, and I'm just babbling. Again, nice packaging for these, and let's just get to demoing the shift car, shall we? Shift Harron is obviously a remold of Type Trideron, and let me dig that out for a moment to compare the two. Now, here's Type Trideron for comparison sake. And I gotta admit, I really like the Hartron remolding. It's like, it has designs from all of the roid imbued cores, the snake tendrils wrapping around it, the spiders over the hood, and then the bat wings on it. It feels like a parasite has taken over Type Trideron, and that kind of fits well with the whole Type Miracle thing. And on the bottom, it has the exact same key coding, except instead of black and red, it's a kind of muted magenta, with the shift lever painted a kind of shinier red, or is it a shinier plastic? And nonetheless, let's do this. Yeah, we get... Not entirely certain if my camera is picking them up, but in comparison to what the Trideron had... Yeah, it had the normal shift cards in the back, whereas this has a mirror-imposed image of the three main viral cores. And, of course, sounds from Medic, Brain, and Heart's actors, because guess who three are in here? I haven't even watched the movie yet, and I still know that's what's going on there. So, shift lever. Okay, immediately I know that's going to be the full transformation jingle for Drive Type Miracle, Commodore Hartron, and already I don't like it, because I think it should have just been Drive Type Miracle. The Heart the Kamen Rider thing is like a once-in-a-moment stunning thing, but as a toy where you're going to be playing with this over and over again, presumably, it's like the whole break your body or be a human thing. You need, with the Break Gunner Special Edition version, you needed that to distinguish it from the normal version, for anyone who might end up buying it on the aftermarket, you know, as a special distinction. But here, with that, it's an unnecessary declaration for the whole gimmick, especially since you have all of these other visual tells that this is not Type Trideron. The Tire blending button triggers different... Come on, brain. I think that's saying brain, but the pronunciation is all kinds of weird with this.
Come on, medic!
Medic's fine, it's just brain, which is totally messed up in its sound design. It's like, I thought they would have caught that as well when they were designing this thing, but it's Bandai, and...
Come on, Harron!
And of course... viral blending. You're gonna have to see how that turns out in the movie. So it's reset.
Speed! Wild! Technique!
Yeah, if you haven't seen the clip from the movie yet, they actually finally do the transformation to drive speed wild technique in homage to the drawing Genpachiro made in the series. And yeah, it's kind of silly that they did this, especially since they already did a special release type shift speed wild technique already. But, you know, it's comedy, it's a lampshading of that, and hey, it at least matches the movies of this still having that feature as part of it. So, I'll give it a pass, but I'm not quite sure how that would be, how to reliably trigger that. I mean, would I have to play one of the Roidmute sounds first before the actor medley sounds first before getting that to trigger, or do I have to just press this twice, or hold it down, or whatever to get consistently the speed wall technique sound, or the Heart of the Kamen Rider sound? Yeah, you see, that time it worked. So, well, do I just need to not do the one in the viral all core? Now, you see, that time it worked, so is it a consistency issue, or if I do this again, is it going to sound as speed, wild technique? Nope, see... I'm gonna have to look up how to actually do this correctly, because to consistently trigger that's gonna be a problem for some people that want to use one set of sounds or the other set of sounds. Yeah, so in comparison to the Brake Gunner, this was probably not worth it, because you obviously missed some elements of getting the design to work correctly with type Harron. Shift crosser, more... This is what I was expecting from a shift car fusion of the two signal bikes, and I'm not a big fan of the compression of the bikes on the sides with the center more or less consistent, but it works for me. I kind of see them recycling the type Trideron mold a bit more. As you see, it's just a bit more of a blunted version of it to fit inside the Mach driver.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Superstar Action!
Really?
追跡撲滅いずれもマッハ仮面ライダーマッハ
Okay, that works for me.
どうだい？いい絵だったでしょ？俺に追いつけるかな？1、2、3。
I'm just curious on how they're going to get the sound to consist. Oh yeah, okay. There's a tab right in here which will, when inserted into one of the devices, probably triggers it to trigger the correct sounds that it's supposed to instead of just the sound files.
残念ながらライドクロッサーとやらは使えないぜ。俺は。嘘だろ。お前何やってんだよ。これでいいんだ。ゴー。キリコが愛する者たちを守れるなら、本望だ。
Really? You're dwelling on that? Okay, so yeah, the Ride Crosser definitely aesthetic-wise and design-wise, especially with the sound, seems to be the superior one with how I think this is going to go. Alright, let's get that set up. Okay, that's interesting. When the Mach driver read it read it as as a signal bike, and then the Shift Ride Crosser itself announced that it was a shift car, and then the rest of the entire transformation jingle was straight from Ride Crosser. So it's using existing programming in the device, just not in the way they needed to get it to work. And again, with the full throttle attack, the vocal sounds were triggered from here, while the Mach driver played the standard sounds for the device. And of course, because there's no triggering of the lever, it won't trigger any of the sounds for the acceleration button. No sounds when it's removed, so that's it for Shift Ride Crosser. Aesthetically, it's better than the Shift Harron, and sound-wise, it's a bit more basic, though. Yeah, I'm thinking this set's a bit more disappointing than the Brake Gunner Special Edition. For the sake of completion, I will be showcasing them in the other drive gear that I have, which is pretty much just the transformation devices. Yeah, as I thought, the key here does change the sound effects, and since all of the shift cars have pretty much the same landing pad design in all the transformation devices, that makes sense why I would start triggering sounds when inserted into something else. Shift Harron, since it has the same exact pin codes as Type Trideron, should pretty much generate the same thing. It should generate the advanced system sound. Don't know why it misread. I guess I just inserted it a bit too fast. And of course, I gotta put everything in Drive. Oh god, the puns. So yeah, as you'd expect.
Come on, Buddha! Fire! Kakimazer!
The sounds really seem like a more jazzy version of Type Triderons, to be honest, with the triggering sounds. It's not exactly off-tune, but it's kind of noticeable for a difference. Get vroom. I would have honestly figured it would have triggered the get next sound like the signal chaser does instead of just a vroom sound. Actually, kind of think of it, I thought it would trigger the super special sound, since that's not used by any of the gear to date. Instead of, like, well, I guess if they triggered shift special, it would prompt it to, require it to, what's the phrase I was looking for? Need to be able to use the shift lever, since, I pressed the button. It would need to actually function as a lever device if it was using the special sounds, whereas it's just dead heat, super dead heat, next, and get next that have the locked platform for that, at least for the shift brace. Honestly, in comparison to the Brake Gunner Special Edition, these two shift cars are pretty disappointing. The Heart the Kamen Rider sound effects in full, I think that should have been in a separate audio track instead of part of the Type Miracle transformation jingle, as it really interrupts the flow of all the type changes of all the shift cars. I know I said it before, but I really feel that's the problem with it. Ride Crosser looks a lot better, but in comparison seems to be lacking the features you'd expect from a soundbite shift car like we had with Type Trideron. So, it's a bit overpriced for what it is what I'm getting at. Especially since it went for, the special edition went for the same price as what you got for the Brake Gunner. And the Brake Gunner was just the Brake Gunner with a few minor improvements to its mold, but had a bunch more sounds and interface opportunities on top of the sound files of Chase's voice actor. So, I don't think they should have, been equal in price for this, even though you do get two shift cars out of it. As the Brake Gunner said, you got the whole Brake Gunner and the new Viral Core. So, it's nice to have them, but I don't think I should have paid as much as they were going for on pre-order. Other Drive fans, other Kamen Rider fans might feel differently, but, it's not like I'm gonna sell them or anything. Just, was not what I was expecting. I'll be doing a vlog quickly on the thoughts of the movie, so check back in for that.